It's Star Wars Day, and
It's 7:25. Good evening.
seven. Is that seven?
It's 7:25.
7:25, says Mickey. And welcome to Geeks on Screens with Coffee. And apparently there are people waiting. So without further ado, here is William Durkin. Then what I need is some
Spelt
like.
it right the first time, almost.
What's wrong with it?
Well, the I in Durkin is an L, maybe.
All right, I just don't have all the letters. I mean, the A is a V.
It's a capital, so it's William.
Yeah. So first of all, this is take one, just about. We've had, so people should be watching, or should be able to be watching now. Although they're watching in the past, probably about 45 seconds in the past. So if you want to tweet that we're now online, did people get the new link? So
They did.
all right. Hello, William. How are you? How was your day?
Hello, Mark. I'm fantastic. A long day, but it finishes nicely, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit rushed because I've just finished work, try and get everything set up, and I unplugged the laptop as I moved it to get it in the right position.
Yeah, these things happen.
You, you, you say that. You say these things happen, but do they happen to everybody?
No, only those who dare to do things which are a little bit more difficult. There we go.
I do like to make my life more difficult as possible.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Well, how can I make my evenings fuller without, I know, I'll just randomly talk to people for no reason, no good reason apart from it might be fun. So, what are you drinking, William?
Well, it's Geeks with coffee, but nah, it's the evening in Germany, so we're going to have a nice beer.
It's 7:28, so still the evening in the UK.
Well, it's 8:30 here, so cheers.
Yeah. I've got my, it's a plain mug, unfortunately, not one of the sequel mugs. So how are you? How's the how are things in the lockdown for you guys? Because you're over in Germany, so people aren't aware.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself and who you are and what you do, and
sure,
for those who are unaware?
I'm William Durkin. I'm a data platform MVP. I'm originally from the UK, but I moved to Germany almost 20 years ago. Live in a tiny little town of Lingen on the border between Germany and Holland, and I work with SQL Server for my sins.
Yeah. And for your pleasure, hopefully.
Oh, occasionally.
You also do a little event.
Yeah. I do a little event, yes. Unfortunately, as with many other events this year, Data Grillin is my event. Happens in Lingen. It got cancelled because, lockdowns and corona and terribleness. It would have been in 4 weeks, the very end of May, in conjunction with a medieval festival in the town that I live in, which has also been cancelled. So next year, the event's going to happen again. And luckily, the medieval festival has not been cancelled completely. It usually happens every 3 years, but they said, no, we're going to postpone by a year. So next year, when Data Grillin happens, which will be at the end of May, we'll be doing the same thing again. Thursday, Friday, 2-day free event. And Saturday is the medieval festival where the whole town turns into an even crazier place.
God, tell me about this medieval festival then.
Well, basically, long time ago, I don't know if it was medieval or not, but anyway, it's that style. There was a war probably between someone and someone. I think it was either Spain or Holland against the Germans, because those were the three that used to like to have a big fight. And all of the men of the town were gone at war. And all of the young men who were not quite adult stayed. And someone came to try and take over the town, and the young men defended it. And as a thank you, they get, I think it was something ridiculous like 1,000 litres of beer every 3 years. So
okay, all right.
that's what happens.
All right.
They have a big festival every 3 years.
Do they try and get through their 1,000 litres in the weekend?
They don't try. They succeed every time.
Okay. So it's more of a challenge.
Yeah, basically. I mean, come on. Telling young men that they have to drink beer and it's all got to disappear, they're going to do it.
Yeah. I presume now it's not just young men. It's young men, young women, old women, everybody getting... No?
Well, I mean, the festival itself is open to everybody, but there are still these like groups of young, single, unmarried men who are in basically clubs and different sections, they're called in German, and they're in different parts of the town, and they all meet in the middle of town for this big festival, and they all get dressed up and march around and pretend to be medieval warriors or something. Right. And they organise the whole party and get trashed for 3 days. It culminates with the men going into a tent. They're allowed to drink as much as they want for free, but they're not allowed to leave the tent. As soon as they leave the tent, they don't get back in. And there's no toilet in this tent. So there's a natural limit to what they can do.
And that's deliberate, or was it originally they would just urinate in the tent and carry on?
No. They're very proper and careful to make sure that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's just one of the many different activities that they partake in that whole weekend.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Is it a sort of cultural event as well, not just a...
It's supposed to be, yeah. I mean, it's not just drinking. But
it sounds like it.
The main point of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really nice. It's a family-friendly festival. There's games, and they had what was it? A merry-go-round and a big wheel, which were man-powered, so not with electricity, but the young men had to drive the whole thing. So yeah, it's really quite nice.
So that's planned for next year, and so are you just carrying on? So did you consider going virtual, like some events?
No, Data Grillin has a very specific feel to it. It's basically a big barbecue event, and that doesn't lend itself to a virtual sort of thing. So we just said no, we'll bin it for this year. Next year we'll give it another go.
I did hear that you gave the best swag.
Yeah, well, we try to be the best in all of the things. I mean, I think we have the best speaker refreshments. So every speaker begins their session with a freshly poured glass of beer, even the ones at 9 a.m, because, that's part of the barbecue. We have the best evening meal, because everybody who goes to the event, it's a free event, but they still get free drinks and free barbecue. And we cater for meat eaters, vegetarians, vegans, all of the things. And from what I've heard from many speakers, it's also one of the highlight events of the year, which we're very proud to take that title.
You said we in the royal we. Who else does it with you?
No, we, not the royal we. The other half of the event organization is Ben Weissman. I think you spoke to him last week.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about Grillin very much.
Yeah, well, I think you left that to me. But yeah, Ben has also said as well, I'm supposed to say hi, especially from him.
Oh.
So, hi.
Hello, William. How is Ben? I mean, we could get him on Twitter. I did actually speak to him at the weekend. Data Weekender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't got one of his little squishy toys. I mean, what do you have to do to get one of those?
Nerdy corn. Yeah, what you have to do to get one of those, you have to be extra nice to Ben. If you come and speak at Data Grillin, there's a good chance that you would get a nerdy corn as well.
There's another event in, I think it's Germany, and they've got this green little monster.
Yeah, that is Sequel Conference. That's down in Darmstadt near Frankfurt. And that animal, I forget his name now. Nope, can't remember the name. But yes, that's a very cool monster as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, is that something that you guys have just cornered the market on? Nerdicons, cool monsters, and
Basically,
then so
completely combating the German stereotype of being straight-laced and boring and no humor and so on and so forth.
well, for a language that has the word Schadenfreude in, you can't imagine that it's that. You know, there might be a bit of that, but I think isn't that just the stereotype that we all kind of it's easier to focus on than kind of
Yeah. I can attest. I'm fluent in German. I've lived here this long. You know, I'm fluent in German completely. And Germans are very, very funny people. The difficulty is translating some of the humor. It's lots of word games and idioms and such on, so on. So it's really difficult to translate into English. And a lot of Germans just do one-to-one translations, like word for word, and that just doesn't. It breaks a joke. So it's better to just basically learn German and you'll have a laugh.
Oh, okay.
And we've got an answer here on Twitter. The monster is called Damon.
Okay. And we've got a couple of people. Who's William? So a few people have. Denan as William is a fan of Star Trek. Why did he choose? William. Sorry, you're a fan of Star Trek. Why did we choose Star Wars Day? Well, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Ooh. Yeah. Well, it's May the 4th, and all the Star Wars fans love it. I'm not bothered about Star Wars. I like Star Trek better. So
it's kind of
yeah.
Well, I mean, what's older? Star Wars is older. When did you?
Oh my word! I would
60s?
say probably Star Trek is older.
Yeah,
but I'm guessing at that. I'm guessing completely.
I mean, it's all the same nonsense, isn't it? It's all space opera when it comes down to it. Yeah. Well, Star Wars is the Seventh Samurai. It's a western.
If you say so, okay.
Yeah, well, it's what? It's good, the traditional good versus evil. A guy comes into town, the town or the galaxy is in trouble. A guy comes in to rescue it on his own, and then kind of beats evil and then rides off on a donkey, a horse, or a speeder or whatever, an X-Wing wins the girl and everyone's happy. Well, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah, you're getting slated. I'm not surprised. You couldn't really pick much more of a difficult topic to start, dissing, to be honest.
Oh no,
especially with the geek audience here.
I mean, personally, I love it. And I don't really have a preference for either. They're all just as good, apart from Jar Jar Binks, which obviously can die.
Yeah.
Although I think he was a subversive character put in there on purpose.
Oh, you think? He didn't just accidentally appear in the film.
Well, it wasn't just a cynical marketing ploy to get a funny toy.
Oh no, of course not.
Neither of the robots, BB-8 and whatever the new one is, that's a cone on wheels, are supposed to be things to sell.
No.
Bring back Anthony Daniels. That's what I say. Sorry, and for a Star Trek fan, that probably means nothing. Should we do some questions?
Yep, rock on.
What's your favourite cheese?
Cheddar.
Good. Okay, I thought I'd let that hang. to see
I don't know what else is there to add to that. Just cheddar.
Yeah.
I like it. It's cheese that I don't get much here in Germany so far. So they get some really shitty Kerry Gold stuff, which is awful.
Spreadable?
No. It's just a block of orange cheddar. It looks more like wax than anything else. It's awful.
Well, that's Irish, isn't it? Kerrygold? Or original?
Yep.
So what's German cheese like? I mean, are they
Oh,
known?
there's plenty of nice German cheese, but I just prefer cheddar over everything else. A nice mature cheddar,
So is that
because I'm immature.
so? When we come over to Grillin, do we have to sneak some cheddar in our pants just to bring it over?
Well, not in your pants, but feel free to bring some nice
mean-
mature cheddar.
I mean, it would get X-rayed and just look really strange.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'll leave it completely up to you whether you do it or not. But
I'm sure you can get it. Can you not get cheddar online?
yeah, there's like Cathedral City and stuff like that in some supermarkets, but
And,
I don't get it on a regular basis, unfortunately.
we are not sponsored by any cheese brand. Just so you know.
I wish. I'd say their name 20 times if I could get like 20 blocks of it. That'd be fine.
Oh, I mean, there's loads of it. And I could.
Of course there is. It's England. Those are the sorts of things that I miss from not living in England.
So, what else do you miss? I mean, what else can you not get out there? That
Fish and chips. Just not happening. Ribena. Can't get that. I have to import it. I can get it from like online retail, but it's crazy expensive. It's like 4 times the price.
Is there a particular reason? It's just never been popular in Germany.
Never been popular. Yeah, like that sort of mixed drink isn't a thing really in Germany.
Oh, what, the cordial type?
Yeah, they're much more into fresh fruit juices, and they'll water that down with fizzy water. So like apple juice and fizzy water. That's a big thing here.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Is it
Nah.
a bit?
A nice Ribena, that's a lot better.
Yeah. You haven't. Ribena doesn't last very long in our house. My children can almost drink it neat.
I got a bottle for my birthday 2 weeks ago, and it's already empty. So.
Big one.
Yeah, like a 2-litre bottle or something.
Yeah. I have like a tiny amount, and the rest is like really pale. It looks like I've just dripped a couple of drops in.
Yeah, no. It's got to be nice and purple.
Can you get the cartons, the pre-made stuff?
Nope.
In the pot?
Nope. It's just not a product over here at all. Only recently have they brought Cadbury's chocolate over. Yeah, it's weird. Not weird. I mean, it makes sense. It's just not a product they've ever had over here.
So apart from kind of Ribena and decent cheese, anything else? I mean,
Rob Sewell wrote on Twitter, and he's completely right. Pasties.
Pasties?
Actual, real Cornish pasty.
Can't see the Twitters.
Oh, don't worry. I keep my eye on it.
Oh, good.
But yes, pasties. That's very high up on the list. That's why I so love to go and do the Sequel Southwest, which is now not Sequel Southwest. I'm terrible with names.
Data Southwest, isn't it? Data something. It's Data rather than Sequel.
Data and Devon?
Data and Devon. That's it.
Yeah. They always have pasties, and it's always really good fresh pasties from Cornwall. Because Jonathan Allen is a Cornish boy.
He is. But we don't talk about that.
No.
We only talk about how to put whether it's jam or cream first.
Oh, God. I don't even like clotted cream, so it doesn't matter for me.
Oh, okay. I did say, look, you just take one side of them. We'll cut them in half. You take one side. You put jam on. I'll take cream, and I'll put it on the other side, and we'll just put them together. The language of the boy. Oh.
Yeah.
Effing this, effing that, and where I could go on my high horse, it was just unpleasant.
That sounds about right.
Oh, what else? Let's get back to. We've done the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You're an MVP, aren't you?
Yeah.
Should we do the MVP quiz?
Go on then.
Quick fire quiz. You're allowed to do what Rob did, which was choose not to answer. Ideally not through the medium of mime, because that won't come across very well in the audio version of this. But you can sign for the people who are watching it. What does MVP stand for?
The acronym?
Oh, yeah. Or what do MVP stand for? I mean, freedom of speech. I mean, take the question in any way you see fit.
Okay. It seems to be a lot of people I meet think that MVPs are somehow technically better or more knowledgeable than other people, and I take umbrage with that. MVP, the award, is more a recognition of community engagement, sharing knowledge, and helping others. So you don't have to know technology more than anybody else. You just need to be open to helping people and sharing any knowledge that you have. At least that's the way I see it, and that's how I have acted to then become an MVP.
The word I had was reach. How much reach can you have?
Reach.
Reach.
I don't think it's even reach.
Is it not reach?
Because no, I think it's just more of it's a recognition of some sort of higher order willingness to help others and share information. You don't have to have an audience of tens or hundreds or millions, tens or hundreds of thousands of people or millions or anything like that. If you're helping out people and doing so in a visible way, a public enough way for others to see it, then that's worthy of becoming an MVP. But I also don't do anything with a particular goal of becoming or remaining an MVP. The stuff I do anyway because I enjoy doing it. Like Data Grillin, it's not a thing of, that's something to add to the list of MVP stuff. It's I like to do with Data Grillin, and because that is recognized as something that's useful for the community, then I have received an MVP because of that.
Wow, that sounded like your knights of the First Order.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, okay.
Sorry, back to the Star Wars reference. Sorry, that might have gone over the top. We'll have some more insults coming through. All right. Is there a secret handshake?
Of course.
All right. Who's the tallest MVP?
The tallest MVP that I know is going to be a very close run thing because I'm not too sure. It's either Alex Whittles, Gianluca Sartori, or Benny, and I forget his family name, Benny from Belgium, the huge, tall MVP. Those three.
Yeah. I think Benny's had the most votes. Do you get?
There's not a lot in it between them, though.
Oh. I mean, the next time you're at MVP Summit, get them to stand back to back, like you do when you're a kid, and then get someone to measure them against a wall or something.
Someone's got to be able to reach that high to be able to measure.
Oh, Jonathan Allen, who is not the tallest man on a stepladder, I think is the man for the job. But you'd have to sneak him into MVP Summit, though. Do you get free parking?
Where?
Anywhere.
I've never had free parking, no.
Right. What's the best thing you've got for being an MVP? So that could be financial, could be a gift, could be whatever.
The free ticket to the MVP Summit. So like the entrance to the MVP Summit to see the cool stuff behind the scenes. That's the cool thing.
Right. Rather than, so someone said, I had a jacket or a bag, I think was the other ones.
Yeah, all these people get jackets and bags and stuff. I've never got any of that. I got the certificate and the plaque thingy that comes with being an MVP, but I never got, in air quotes, swag for becoming an MVP. But also, I don't need or want it.
Oh. Well, if you do get it, I'll have it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. All right, good. Well, I mean, now that's kind of recorded now, so you're legally bound. Do you have Bill Gates' phone number or his fax number?
No.
No? All right. Finish the story. 3 MVPs walk into a bar.
And they were never seen again.
All right. Can you sneak me into the next MVP summit?
Nope.
All right. And so this is a new question that's coming in. Busch Gardens, discuss.
I'd rather not.
Okay. All right. What's the best free thing you picked up at a conference? Excluding your own. So doing your own swag, which has been nominated as the best thing, was a barbecue you gave out.
Yeah, the speakers all got a mini pop-up barbecue. Yeah.
I thought that was like a single-use thing, but no, it's a multiple-use barbecue.
Yep.
So what's the best thing you've had?
I don't know. It's like the swag. I don't generally keep things. So what would it have been? Maybe I spoke for the first time ever at the past summit a few years ago and got a really nice water bottle thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was really nice. I've still got that, but I was like t-shirts and bags and stuff I just don't keep.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you reading any books at the moment?
Not right now, no. Just busy working and trying to ignore the situation as it is. So no, not reading any books.
We kind of skipped over that. So how is, because you're a consultant, you run a small consultancy with someone else? If I'm
with a couple of people, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So how's the current situation kind of been affecting that?
Luckily for us, most of our work is remote anyway, so client visits have obviously been cancelled, but other than that, normal business as usual. I spend a lot of time working where I'm sat right now, so with the removal of traveling anywhere to a conference to speak or to go and see a client, nothing's really changed for me. Luckily, my family, our family unit has been completely healthy, missed out on any of the health issues. But other than that, a little bit stir crazy because you're stuck at home basically. Germany's not too bad though. We're allowed to leave the house as a family unit, so we could all go. I've got my wife, my son, and a dog, so we can all go out and walk the dog and whatnot. That's all completely fine. But other than that, it's always just single people going shopping or anything like that. So it's not been too bad in that respect. Nobody in my close family has been affected directly from the COVID thing. A close family friend recently passed away, and I'm not able to attend the funeral because that's in England. That's a bit crap, but if that's the limit of my sort of negative experience directly, then that's really not that bad for me personally, which I'm fortunate, definitely.
Yeah. I was going to ask, did I ask have there been any plus sides or bonuses kind of?
Yeah, plus side, not traveling, right? So I'm staying home with my family. I've seen them spending a lot of time with my son. He's 13 now, so he's getting a lot more interested in stuff that directly also interests me, which is cool. There's computer games that we wouldn't have been able to play 5 years ago that we can now play together, and we talk about all sorts of crazy stuff. He's getting ideas about how the universe works and coming up with his own theories, and we discuss how that could work. It's crazy how a child's mind works.
This will sound insulting, but it's not meant to.
Yep.
And I'll explain why. He wants to spend time with you.
Yeah.
My daughter
I think it's
doesn't.
more necessity than anything, right? I mean, he's 13. All his friends he sees online when they play online together, but that's not the same as interaction with friends. He's clearly missing spending time with his friends, and he says it as well.
Yeah.
So next best thing, spend time with your dad.
It's not the same here.
No, it's certainly not the same, and
Right.
I respect that as well. That he doesn't want to spend all his time with me, but I think it's nice that he does want to spend time with me as well. So
It's
I
not.
enjoy that.
It's not the same with my daughter. You know, she, you know. Should we go to? Should we go to the shop? I think we went to the shops once, and then she wouldn't want to go again.
Yeah.
Because last time we went, well, she didn't have as much fun as she thought it would be. She didn't like standing in a really long queue outside Tesco's, waiting half an hour to get into the local supermarket. Because we went like in 1 in the afternoon or something, and there's a queue because they're restricting people going in. I presume the same in Germany.
Yeah, pretty much. Depends on the shop, but we've got to. You wouldn't even be allowed to take my son with me. You're supposed to only go on your own to the shop, wear a face mask, all the precautions, and some shops say 1.5 meters distance between each other. I've seen somewhere else saying 3 meters. Some of the places are only letting in so many people, others are letting everybody in. It's a bit strange. They've just started to relax the rules in Germany now, or at least in my state in Germany, from today. So my expectation is in a couple of weeks, then the numbers of people falling ill are going to go up again, because obviously people are now spending more time out of the house and mixing with other people.
Germany's got a better test rate than I think most other countries. Tested of the population, they've tested more high percentage.
I don't know about the full-on details, and I refuse myself to get into any sort of armchair analysis beyond a small opinion, because there's too many moving parts, and I think the people making the decisions and the experts are the ones who should think about these things. I hope they make the right decisions and get listened to by the people who make the final decisions.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't have enough information to make anything, but all I can do is look at the numbers and go, well, Germany's tested a significantly higher percentage of their population than for example, in the UK, and it's clear because you can still see infection rates going up, and you can still see other things happening in the UK. How things are run in other countries, I wouldn't be able to know, apart from talking to you, and you look in your microcosm, and I can look in our microcosm here, and I can see on our local Facebook group, people are moaning that other people at the park and being too close to each other, and families are playing with each other when they shouldn't be. And I've heard of people having even sleepovers and stuff when clearly you shouldn't be having those.
Yeah, we're following the rules. We're staying at home. We're not interacting with people. We're doing our part, so to speak.
Yeah,
we'll just wait until they say it's safe.
Yeah, I mean, we've even considered go to my mother-in-law's in a nursing home not far, and so we dropped some stuff off a few weeks ago that she needed, and so we could talk to her through the window outside, kind of like at least 2 meters away through a pane of glass. And it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
we've got the advantage of FaceTime and Skype and Teams and stuff like this, that you can some sort of human interaction with other people. But it's just the way it is right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that this is the only human interaction I get.
No.
All right. I think we've done all the generic questions. So I think I've got... Oh, are you doing any conferences? Any remote conferences over the next couple of months?
There's a few different things in the works. Nothing, I think, decided. I think it's also really difficult at the moment. There seems to be a lot of different events coming together, which in itself is good, but then people can get event fatigue, because it's just not the same as an in-person event. So I'm looking at a few different things and submitting. I'm going to be co-hosting the Group Buy conference.
Okay.
So the European Group Buy Conference Day is on the 12th of May, I believe.
I haven't heard of this. I've heard of Group Buy.
Yes. Well, Ben and I will be co-hosting the European Day. So let me just see exactly. I want to get the date right for people who are watching, but I'm quite sure that it's the 12th of May. And that's at groupbuy.org. And there'll be 2 days, a European Day and a US Day on the time zones of each area.
Is that still Brent Ozar's? Because
no, Brent released it into the wild effectively, and a group of people have taken it over to run it. There's Blythe Morrow from Canada, and
yeah, he's posted up.
Come on,
I thought he was insulting us, and it was just someone who had fallen on a keyboard. Hello, Blythe.
I can't remember who else is in the organization team. There's Daniel Hutmacher, I think, from Sweden, and a couple of other people. I'm trying to get the answer quickly. 1 second.
No. I've got plenty of time.
Organization committee: Aaron Nelson, Blythe Morrow, Daniel Hutmacher. Those are the 3 people listed, at least, as the organization committee. So Blythe, she's a Canadian data platform marketing specialist. Daniel Hutmacher is the European contingent and is helping organize it on the European side. And Aaron Nelson works for Microsoft and is basically taking care of co-taking care of the American side of things, I guess.
I should know that person, shouldn't I?
Well, he's a colleague, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing how you remembered that off by heart. Like you were just reading it from
I'm really good at reading, so yeah. Quickly got the website open.
All right. So there are 2 more questions before we wrap up. One is the most important one. Actually, they're probably equally important. One is, who shall I speak to next? Who would you like to nominate? Who should go through this process that you've gone through, this awful process? And a Richard Herring emergency question from Richard Herring's emergency question book. Please go to his channel on YouTube. And are you aware of Richard Herring? I mean, you're the right age. No.
Don't forget, if that's a UK reference, I am from the UK, but I've missed all of the UK shows and references of the last 20 years, or I've seen them basically warmed up after 4 years when they've already passed as being a thing.
Well, I'm thinking, I've got the DVD somewhere. Oh, it's downstairs. Fist of Fun. So you probably would have been in your 20s. Probably would have been out 20 years ago, maybe even 25 years ago. Fist of Fun and stuff like that was out. So you may have heard of him. All right. He interviews people, and then he's come up with these emergency questions. So if you ever get stuck in an interview, and there's an awkward moment.
Okay, question 327.
So pick a number between 1 and 1,000. Right. All right. Don't rush me. All right. So, what do you think the grand old Duke of York was up to, marching all those men up and down the hill?
He was showing off how rich he was. Yeah. He's got 10,000 men. March them up to the hill, top of the hill, march them back down again. Just a show of force and a show of how rich he was.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really imagine what the purpose was, apart from training them to make them go up, down, and then halfway up.
No. It was just to show off how powerful he was. He had 10,000 men who did what he wanted.
All right. Shall we have a quick look at the... Oh, Lordy, shouldn't have done that.
How rich he was.
I've just repeated you back on the stream.
You did.
Alex is watching, a few other people. Who's that? It's hard to follow the comments. So I just thought I would check. Oh, look, quite a few people have been watching. This is like the most commented. Should get famous people like you on more often.
Famous people, you're funny. So you wanted the name of the next victim or one of the next victims.
All right, get me back on track. Okay, well done.
Yeah.
Yes.
I nominate Hamish Watson.
Hamish Watson.
Yes, Hamish Watson is a New Zealand data platform MVP. He's a pretty crazy guy. What's that?
So, what time would it be in New Zealand?
It's 12-hour difference, so that would be perfect.
Is it a 12-hour difference? Yes. Yeah. All right. 8 and 8 would work.
Or it's because you're in England, it's a 13-hour difference. So if you were doing it at 7 p.m., that's like 8 a.m. for him. It's perfect.
That might work.
It's not difficult for you. So you can take that right back.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, indeed.
I just had an itchy face. That was all.
Yeah. So he's really good with the data platform. He does DevOps stuff, and he's an all-round community guy and a top bloke. So I think Hamish would be a great person to have on your show.
Oh, lovely. Is show a good word? I don't know.
What do you call this? It's not a show. Thing.
Well, I call it a pod chat.
A pod chat. My word.
But I do like show, but only from a purely egotistical kind of thing.
There you go. It's got a name and everything, and even an introduction with poorly spelled guest names.
Yeah, it doesn't have a professional voiceover artist doing the beginning like some other.
Could change that.
No, I used to do my own introductions on my own podcasts, but I mean, it's a long story, but it involves a duvet fort.
A duvet fort?
Yeah. Have you not had built duvet?
I understand the concept. I'm just surprised that you required that for the voiceover. I would have thought, a microphone would have been more helpful in that situation.
You do have to add a microphone. So you have your microphone, like your Yeti, underneath your duvet fort, with you, very close, speaking softly, but the duvet dampens the sound, so you get a very dead sound. You don't get any echo. But if you've got this with your laptop, with a heat coming out the side, it gets quite hot, and then you come out of the duvet sweating, and your wife is wondering what you've been doing with your laptop. So
hiding under the duvet.
Yeah. And on that note, I think it's probably time to say goodnight. Let you get off. Say goodnight to your kid.
Well, yeah.
Have you finished?
That be done. Next one up.
Yeah. Cheers. Time for some more coffee. And thank you very much for giving me your time.
Thanks for having me. It's been real fun.
Oh, some more comments. All right. I should really focus on you and not the comments.
You need a moderator or something next to you.
Yeah, I need a producer. I could get my my daughter to do it, but she would lose interest. She'd be doing her own Instagram video at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't work. But thank you very much. So thank you everyone for watching, and love you. Right, bye.